Holy cow, that's good grief. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the good news? Or y'all ready for the bad news? Which one y'all ready for? I got some great news though. And some bad news. What we got? Alright, we're gonna start off with this one. Okay. Alright. Thank you for the 2 likes. This is gonna be great. NASCAR 15 trolling the trollers and the real news. Yes, we have some breaking news coming out of Washington, D.C. Uh, they're on Obama's trail, folks. They're on Obama's trail, and I'll tell you who is involved. Okay? Um, None other than Vladimir Putin. More news coming out. Mueller is about to address the 9/11 plots, folks. A bunch of stuff is happening right now. This fake news is turned into real news, and I found out from my advisors. Let's go into this first, okay? All right, we'll get it right in a minute. All right. Let's get this. I'm gonna read it out to y'all. I actually put it on Facebook, and now I'm gonna read it to you from Facebook. And this is really happening. This happened Friday morning. Delta Force on their way to get Obama, but that's not all, folks. They're getting not just Obama, they're looking at Trump. Not Trump, I'm sorry. Bush. That's big. That's big news. But this is what I just spoke about an hour ago. We're going to go to the recap. I feel sorry for the gay people. And I'll tell you why. We were all wrong. The gay people are getting attacked right now by the Trump administration, believe it or not. If you have a child and you're not a mom and dad, you will be separated. This is coming out of Washington, D.C. Congress is saying this. I told you this was all reverse psychology, everyone. Y'all got to understand this. I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't want to, piss anybody off until we get the real news. And this is going to piss a bunch of people off. Austin, thank you for the help. Austin Goodrow, you are the man. Amy Ferguson, thank you for all the work you've done. Rachel, thank you for standing by me and beside me through all this and giving me some information too. Thank you. Linda Doss, thank you for giving me the information on the bank tellers. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more about this. I really appreciate the likes. Seriously, I am working hard. I don't have the monetize this crap, and I'll tell you why. Why do you want it? They're not paying you. YouTube's not paying no one, folks. No one. I'm doing this for our freedom. Okay? All right. Nations, you just joined the team. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know who you Lindsay, thank you. Constance White, thank you. I hope you're getting your husband on the right page and waking everybody up because shit's about to hit the fan. As this is happening right now, Obama's bringing in his group with the United Nations to cover himself up. He's going to need it because the Mexicans wants to kick his ass because they know that the Obama administration had something to do with the Walmarts. Okay? The Walmarts, believe it or not, was Obama's fault. But that's not all. The Clintons had something to do with it, with Sam Walton being friends with him. If you don't realize, Sam Walton owns all the Walmarts. He's dead, but his family has picked it up. I thought you might want to know all this. They're all together. They've been together for a long time. It's all a plan, folks. Just like Keith Ledger would say. Breaking news. Russia and the United States is looking for Obama. Clinton, Bush's ICE agents are going after Antifa and gay people. Congress wants Obama, and the Clintons' head spokesperson, Mr. King, has spoke out. If you have not seen it, go to my YouTube channel. On this channel, go down and look for it. They're talking about separating the families of the gay couples. They do not want to have, and I think this is another way of you losing your kids to the elites, and that's what I'm trying to get at. There's a lot of information and confusion right now, and there's a bunch of people that I'm friends with that's gay, okay? And I don't have a problem with them. Whatever floats their boat. I'm just not. They're talking about separating the families of the gay people. Okay, that's big. That could turn into a riot when they find out Obama is going to be handcuffed. They're putting him on the stand. They're looking for him right now, folks. They're going to, Congress wants him on the stand like Hillary Clinton's on the stand. Okay, folks? This is going to be big. So big that they're going to want your eyes all over the TV. And I think this is all a plan. And this is where I'm going to get at right here. I know this is huge. Tell me about it. I'm blown away with all the news. And this is what's today, folks? July 8th, 2018. What did I say was going to happen on the 8th every time? Something big is going to happen. That's not all. We have found a meteorite asteroid on the west coast. It's close to Utah and Washington State in the Pacific that has hit the west coast, folks. So this is a sign that we do have asteroids coming, okay? And it hit, okay? It hit the water because it was like fragments of it. That's not all, folks. The guys that I put on my Facebook and on my YouTube thumbnail are the guys that's looking for Obama. There is a group called the Russian spies are looking for Obama, but this is what they want, okay? They do not want to get Obama on the United States. They want to get him, how do you explain it, without him being on the United States. So this is the plan. He's got a plan to meet with a bunch of leaders. He's been doing this behind Donald Trump's back, folks. He's been spying on Trump, and he's been spying on us. Ever since the HD TVs come out, folks, and I'm going to say this very, very good to all of you, gay, bi, straight, whatever you are, black, white, Hispanic, whoever you are. Obama signed the executive order 2008, right when he came into office, that you will be spied on with none other than HD TVs. Who made him do that? It was China, folks. We owe so much money to China that we may have to fight China. Okay? So remember that. I want you to remember what I'm getting, you got to remember the big picture and not the small picture. You need to worry about your freedom and not what you're going to have to do with this guy and this girl, okay? They separated the men and women to be gay because they did not want you to have another child because they want to control the situation, okay? I just thought you might want to know that. There's a lot of stuff that people don't understand. We've got hurricanes left and right in the coast. Okay, we've got one that's popping up out of nowhere close to Louisiana. There's one over there in Cabo, over there by Panama. And there's another one they turned it into a tropical storm, folks. And the tropical storm is going to strengthen. Okay? Like I said, what did I say before any other weather channel or any other weatherman said was going to happen? It was going to weaken when it got off the islands, and then it was going to turn what? Straight. Everybody else thinks it's going to go east. Well, when the wind shear changes it into the going toward Texas, you heard it from me. Chris Christie, Hurricane Chris Christie, right? Is going to hit Connecticut, Delaware, Dover, Yukon, the islands, all them. What's them islands from Zack Ryder's from? I can't keep up with everything right now. I'm doing the best I can. I've been trying to look. I don't just jump online just to get views and subscribers and likes. I'm getting online to warn everyone that cares about themselves and wants to survive. Okay, I just found out a bogus story, and I don't know what Amy has gotten into. She just gave me it, and I'm gonna say it, but I'm not believing it. Trump is with the Pope, which he went over there and met with Pope. Okay, he's one of Pope's boys, which Trump is too. I mean, which Obama is too. But this is not making any sense because Congress wants Obama on. This is not making any sense. None of this is making sense, folks. What she just told me and what I'm finding out from my advisors that knows more than we do. That's what's blowing me away. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe in every YouTube channel? Because I got news for you right now. I promise you, the ones that's got the big subscribers, they bought. Alex Jones is another situation. We're going to go to that, I think. There is something going on with Alex Jones. Let me get to it. We'll let you go into this one. Troller tried to wanted to play games in the last race, and then I got him back in this one. Enjoy. All right. Let's see here. Where's the news at? We got a lot of news. I mean, it's just bombarding me right now. Alabama. Any Alabamians that's on my Facebook, that's on my YouTube. I've got over 700 and something subscribers from Alabama Facebook. Thank you. Seriously, from my other channel. You need to jump on this one. And if you've not noticed, immortal means immortal. Jesus Christ is coming. That's right. He's pushing wormwood toward us. You ever heard of that one? He's pushing wormwood toward us? No, you haven't. Okay. Where's the news here? We're going to it. Holy cow, are we going to it? Where's that? Okay. Breaking news, and I'm going to go into it right now. Another 5.4 on the Richter scale in Hawaii, which you know what that is. It's a bomb. We're going to go into that again. They're getting ready to put the rod of God into the volcano. And when that happens, holy granola bar is all I got to say. It's going to explode the island. They're getting other people off the other islands of Hawaii right now from the FEMA barges. FEMA death barges is what we call them. Okay. Eruption strikes Hawaii. Recent activity at 4 other volcanoes. 4, folks. So, if you don't understand what's about to happen, you better. West Coast, I warned you, and I warned you, and I warned you to get the fuck off the California West Coast. I told you to leave Washington. I told you to leave Oregon. I told you to leave the Mexico West Coast. You're done for if you don't. You need to be 100 miles inland. 100 miles inland, folks. And there it is. The breaking news on Mueller. Wow. Mueller in crosshairs over 9/11 cover-up. I wonder why. He's about to squeal on none other than Obama. Obama was involved. I didn't even know he was involved. Did anybody know that? You just left Biloxi Beach. That's great. You know you got 6 more years to get the hell off the East Coast and the South Coast, right? Do you realize why they're taking everybody off the West Coast right now? Do you see why they're getting everybody off the coast? Something big is about to come. Okay? They're covering your butt, the ones that's been working their butts off for the government. Excuse me. And they're going to kill the ones that hasn't been working and hasn't been doing the right things for the government, okay? Thought you might want to know that. What else is next? There's a lot going on, folks. Y'all don't understand. I've been bombarded by work. Event Horizon, I don't know where you went, man. I really don't. But the stuff that you put out there is coming true. Everything you did. I know you subscribe to me and I subscribe to you. And I really appreciate that. But Event Horizon, please come back. They did not get you. I hope not. I haven't heard from you in months. Former military, Event Horizon. He knows a lot more than we do. He's an African American and he was in the military. Good grief. Kevin Shield has been on top of everything. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for the nice words you sent me on an email. I really appreciate that. All I got to say is get ready. The storm is here, folks. The storm is here. And then I'm not talking about Stormy Daniels either. I'm talking about trouble is about to come to us. And as we're getting closer to August, remember, August is when shit's supposed to hit the fan. With bomb, 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 bomb. Baltimore's supposed to get hit by a nuclear warhead that's missing. I've already told you about. Remember that, folks. We've got a lot going on. A lot. There's only 3 people online. It's okay. Hey, it's okay because I put it on the gaming because I want to stay under the radar and I want to keep my station. The Podestas are involved with the 9/11 attacks, and I'll tell you why. If you go and listen to some of Chester Bennington's music, Burn It to the Ground is about the 9/11 buildings. And he's trying to tell you who did it, believe it or not. The Kim Jong-un situation. Donald Trump gave Kim Jong-un a video. This is coming out of Anonymous. What do you hear? What's this? Who's this? Holly Baker. Hi, Andrew. I'm back from my travels. That's great. That's great. What'd you get? What'd you see? Did you see nothing but lava and a bunch of stuff? We got a lot of stuff going on, Holly. I don't know if you've been watching what's going on, but or listening, but shit's hitting the fan, left and right. Pope is Putin wants him to be arrested. A bunch of stuff is happening. Lindsay, is on here now. Holly, I don't know if you know Lindsay, but she's another big hard worker. Holly, I don't know if you realize this, but I got Facebook. It's Dale Jr. Jackson. My ex used to call me Dale Jr., so I've decided to change my name to that since I keep on getting hacked from Andrew Jackson. Yes, I'm related to him. With the Kim Jong-un and Pompeo, it was regrettable. That's the words is what I'm finding out, folks. It was regrettable, and it nothing got fixed. What you're seeing on the news was the lie. Um, they're still working on their bombs and their missiles and everything. We've been lied to, just like well, we knew, folks. Look at the movies. Look at Red Dawn, the movie. We knew. We're not stupid. I mean, if you're stupid and you're not waking up right now, then that's your fault. That's all I can say. And yes, I'm taking out the wreckers if you've not noticed. You're probably thinking, good grief, he's a troller. No. He come in my lobby the first race, and he come in there and crashed me, so I videoed this one. I hate wreckers. I hate them. We're wasting our money watching these idiots wreck all the time, so I'm going after them. They want to play. They want to play. They got one. Anonymous is saying all police officers. There's good cops looking for bad cops. How about that one? That sounds like a movie. Chips, right? Y'all seen that comedy? That is really happening right now. I told you about the FEMA coffins and the FEMA camps and all this other stuff. It was all fixed by the Bushes. This all started in the 90s. And the storm is coming, folks. There's a storm coming, no doubt. I mean, it's not just a hurricane. It's a hailstorm. It's going to be lightning storms. If y'all not noticed, the lightning is getting really intensive lately, and it's getting worse. But we've got news. I want y'all to hear this. Jade Helm is warning, and that, by the way, if you don't know who Jade Helm is, Jade Helm 15 has been all the trainings for the Rex 84 stuff that's been going on. I'm going to let you go to that right now. I'm going to let you hear this right now. It's called Jade Helm is a warning to Americans, says Army. This is Army talking, guys. Listen to this.
4, 3, 2, 1. This is the Josh Tolley Show on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, I'm going to give you a website you got to go to. Grab this book. It's gopatrickmurray.com. Gopatrickmurray.com. You can get his book there. Colonel Patrick Murray is who we're talking to today. And we're talking about not only the conventions of states, the Article 5 issue, but also the larger issue of a growing, threatening government. And Colonel, in this last segment, I kind of want to talk a little bit more about that. This is something that a lot of people are concerned with based on past results from our voting. A lot of people are valid in their...
Well, it's because we caught them in their lies. See, we caught them in their 9/11 plot and what they're doing with the HD TVs and everything, and they want to come after us. Well, guess what? We're going to come after them. They want to fight. They got one.
Concern. And you, as a member of the military, took an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies both foreign and domestic. And the question I have for you, sir, is when do we start identifying domestic enemies of that Constitution?
Well, foreign and domestic is an important concept that we have to deal with, and I've spent my whole life, it never was an issue of domestic enemies. It was always foreign enemies, and this is something that people are concerned about. I talk about in my book that we have a weaponized government now, federal government, and a lot of internal forces that focus on, we're talking about ostensibly regulatory agencies like the EPA and a lot of other agencies like that actually have weaponized troops with weapons and authority right here in the United States of America, and that concerns me very much.
Well, and it should. I mean, and that's what some people are really getting alarmed by, and why the...
Oh, by the way, they didn't just close the Walmarts for FEMA camps and get the kids and separate the families and everything. Believe it or not, it was because they got missiles and bombs and all kinds of artillery stuff inside these Walmarts. I thought you might want to know that. That's what I was trying to tell you. These blue dumpsters are missiles in them, and Events Horizon has been right on that. We've got evidence, and I might put them on the Facebook so y'all can see them.
There's such a disconnect, I believe, between the people and what they perceive as their effectiveness when it comes to the government that's supposed to be of them, by them, and for them.
Without question, and that's why things like this Jade Helm exercise is caused so much alarm, especially in those parts of the country where our troops are operating. It just happened to be, I'm sure it's entirely coincidental, Josh, and that's my sarcastic voice, that they happen to be in areas that tend to be more Republican strongholds and conservative voters. I like what Governor Abbott in Texas said. He said, I'm going to mobilize my Texas National Guard, and we're going to monitor this whole thing and make sure that we've got visibility on what's going on. These things, normally, if we had a Ronald Reagan, if this were 20 or 30 years ago, no one would think much about this. But because the government has gotten so big, so powerful, and so out of control, that is why things like Jade Helm give us cause for pause.
Well, and you bring up a great point about if we went back in time, and it kind of shows that people's paranoia is well-founded. If we went back to World War II and there was a training exercise, and the government said, hey, we have to get our boys ready for, the European front or whatever, there would be an embracing of Jade Helm, to be honest with you. There'd be signs out that says, you can get them, guys, and, all that sort of patriotism. But because of the way the government has, in a sense, like you just kind of phrased in a different way, because of the way the government has at least started threatening America as its enemy, there is cause for pause. So do you see Jade Helm, and I'm not one of those tin hat sort of, they're actually getting ready for a UFO sort of conspiracy guys. But do you see Jade Helm as a subtle threat to the American people because the location that they picked?
Josh, that's such a tough question. I would like to think that it's not, because the reason that I would like to think that it's not is because it is our armed forces. And it's the same guys that I served with for a long time, the guys that took that same oath to support and defend the Constitution. And I believe that I don't believe that it's something that was going to impose martial law or something else like that. It's a 2-month big exercise, though, and it is, if the government would just explain more what their goals are and what their intentions are, and let a little sunshine into this whole thing, I think that would be very helpful.
Does it alarm you that this administration has identified veterans as possible terrorists? Does it alarm you that we have this idea that Americans are now suspect until proven innocent, as opposed to innocent until proven guilty?
This government alarms me on a lot of different levels. And what just happened last month in Chattanooga, where we lost 4 Marines and a sailor, and it's a weapons-free zone in an Armed Forces recruiting center. Are you kidding me? That concerns me, that we're not allowing those guys to opt to implement some very basic force protection for themselves. I mean, you go to Afghanistan.
Holly, I'm going to brief you for a minute, okay? James Clapper is about to squeal on Mr. Obama. Well, didn't find this out. We didn't know this, but the Clintons, the Bushes, everybody that we thought did it. It ain't just one. You won't believe this. Obama's involved with the 9/11 attacks. Well, the reason we got to go after Obama is because Putin has ordered it, and if we don't, we're going to lose our lives. Pretty much, the communist has turned on Obama. What I'm finding out is Obama went to every country behind Donald Trump's back, if that tells you anything. So, the gay people were deceived. delusioned, okay, by the government. And none of it was true. None of it. Everything that Obama has signed, they're tearing down. Even Congress is tearing it down. And if they have kids, if couples have kids, they're going to separate them. This is big. Yeah, well, the thing is, Obama is going down, but so is the Pope. I don't know if you knew that or not. By none other than Putin. So, and plus the Marines militia that walked away from the pedophile government, and WikiLeaks in Anonymous is the ones that walked away from the pedophile government. I thought you might want to know that. The information's coming out of them, and yeah, don't look too good. Doesn't look too good for your corrupt government right now, at all. Period. And we got to get them out of here until 2021. A lot of it's reverse psychology. If you ever went to school with it, I did. I just could not believe all the information that I'm getting right now. From hurricanes to volcanoes erupting from bombs. Yes, you just heard me right. They're using bombs. The deep state is using bombs. And I tried to tell you that during the Louisiana bomb that went off, and BP Earthwatch and ding Paul Begley said it was an earthquake. Who's telling the truth here? It's all man-made.
And the one guy went through 2 or 3 tours in Afghanistan. Purple Heart, came back to his family, and then he drives down the road to go to work at his recruiting center, and he gets killed, gets shot and killed. Those things concern me because those things are fixable, easily fixable, and this government will not do that.
Do you think that since the government, and I'm going to kind of get to Paul's question just for time constraints here, do you think that because the government has gotten too big, too out of control, that the military arm of that same government that's out of control, it's actually in our best interest to kind of keep a check on its size and certainly location? Like, for example, it's kind of fairly well known and agreed upon in conservative circles that we should not have a government in a...
Okay. If we don't get these people out, folks, if we don't get these people out, China and Russia and North Korea is going to come in on us. The reason North Korea wants to fight is because Obama, the Clintons, and the Bushes. We found this out. North Korea has never felt good for the United States in a long, long time. We've been bullying too many countries, folks. We need to keep our nose clean and get out of other countries' business. No, we can't do that because we got to be the big head. Well, guess what? The big head is about to go down if we don't get these corruptions out of the United States. And it's going to be your kids that's going to get destroyed. Your kids. So none of this garbage that I'm hearing, okay? I want to hear you say, I understand. Because if you don't care about who fought for this country, then you need to get out. You need to pack your bags before the Marines militia packs them for you.
Our government via the military in 160 nations, that we should reorganize, restructure this thing to be about defense and pursuing American interest as opposed to, or at least defending American interest, as opposed to pursuing capitalistic interests in other nations. Do you think it's time we reassess the capability, strategy, and size of the military as well?
Well, we're constantly doing that, Josh. We're constantly, our armed forces are constantly reassessing the threat and trying to project what type, size, and structure of force we need in a year from now.
We are getting rid of Holly Weird. You mean Holly pedos? I call them pedos. If you did not know this, Obama owns a building called Mocha. You can look it up. Mocha, California. And that's where all the secret societies are happening. All the pedophilia with the kids and the boys, the girls. Okay? And they're going after, a lot of them are Koreans. This is why North Korea is upset. Their military, our military, went over there and took some of their women for this pedophilia garbage. You see why North Korea's mad now? Y'all don't get to hear the real story of North Korea. I'm just giving you heads up. There's more than beats the eye here. And I'm telling you right now, if we don't get to the bottom of it, we're going to be the ones that's toast. There's too much going on. We are 25 years behind on the chip. Yes, you're right, Holly. But it ain't just Obama. I hate to break the news to you. It's the Clintons, the Bushes, and the Nixons. This has been going on all the way to Nixon. That's sad. That is sad. And our kids are being raped and killed during hurricanes. It's not going to happen anymore by our watch. It's not. And if you let that happen, man, go to hell. That's all I got to say. Go to hell. That's all I can say.
In 10 years from now and 20 years from now, and that's not easy to do, but they've frankly been doing a pretty good job of it. My biggest concern right now, and I mentioned this, I think, in our first segment, is the slicing and dicing of the military. 80,000 troops from the Army are gone, and another 40,000 are going away. We're losing the...
Did you hear that? 80,000 and 40,000 are going away. 40,000 are missing from drones being attacked by Obama's UN. Our military has been shot and killed, folks. That's why you cannot hear from your people and your family no more. I tried to warn you. They went over to the Middle East and they were getting shot at by their own drones on purpose. I should have known better. The trollers were the terrorists on the games, on the gaming. I should have known by then. That's why our military is gone, folks. That's why Trump keeps on saying, we don't have a military, we got to make it stronger. So remember that, folks. We're the military now. We're the only ones left. If you don't get the fighting for this country, I know who's going to make you. I know who's going to make you. And you ain't going to like it either. Trump is about to make all of y'all fight. He's going to make you buy guns to get against these people. And that's his plan. That's his plan. Because we are outnumbered. I want you to remember that. I want you to know that right now. While you're sitting at your house eating barbecue and this and that and the other. You're going to be just like the other foreign countries that don't got food and water if you don't fucking wake up.
We're almost 2 full budget cycles out of the military. And it's not as if peace is breaking out everywhere, is it, around the world? And that is the primary responsibility of the federal government, to provide for the common defense. And I know I hear this too, that we have troops in like 160 countries, but the vast majority of that is a couple of Marines guarding an embassy. It's not like we have, a whole division in wherever. We do have some of that in Europe and Korea, South Korea and Okinawa, but most of it is a few troops, like I said, maybe some Marines guarding embassies.
Yeah, but totally true. I get that. But we do have this influence in the Middle East that needs to be reassessed. I mean, that's just obvious. We have over 3,000 troops once again in Iraq. We have a growing...
Obama has killed over over 100 million people in 10 years. That's crazy, folks. That's crazy. Stop the killings. Start killing the leaders because they're going to kill you next. Doesn't matter if you talk or not. They're going to get you.
Fingers in all of that pot, which just turns it into a mush of evil. We've added to the problem, not fixed it.
And if you don't know by now, China and Obama is the one that hacked the elections for Trump to win to divide this country some more. Wake up. It's reverse psychology. If you never went to school for reverse psychology, well, you are now with me. Do you believe in Satan? You keep on saying Satan like you believe in him. Satan is nothing. He's nothing. CERN's not digging for Satan either. Sorry. They're digging for gold is what they're doing. Okay? Here's you a car right here, folks. It shows it on the car. That's why they're taking the paint booth off. I said China is hacking the elections. Well, I don't. Don't even say it. Because last time I checked, Satan is like a Halloween character to me. Don't even make a big deal out of it. If you say, well, Satan did this, Satan did that, that makes him make him stronger. Let's make him weaker. Let's make him small, like it's a bad word. Okay, don't say that word, it's a bad word. You know how it is? Like, if you say, War Eagle in our house, it's a bad word. We got to say Roll Tide.
Isn't it time we just say, okay, let's get out of here?
Well, I think at the point where we're at now, if we walked away, we saw what happened in 2011 when we walked away from Iraq. Something called ISIS metastasized over there, and they're getting stronger and more powerful. And what does a terrorist organization need in order to be effective?
ISIS is CIA in Foot Clan uniforms. All you have to do is cover your mouth or cover your face, and you look like what? A Ninja Turtle, Foot Clan. And they use green screens for you to look like you're in the desert, and they're doing this in Hollywood. Y'all need to wake up. CNN's behind it. They're behind the 9/11 attacks. They're all behind it. Ted Turner is going down. Ted Turner is going down for helping this.
They need a base of operations from which to plan, to raise money, to train.
Yeah,
and
it's worse than that, Colonel, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just really running out of time. It's worse than that. We funded ISIS. We funded them when they were the Syrian rebels. Same people. The founder of that organization was in an American prison. We cut a deal with this dude to take out the Syrian government, and then we get surprised and shocked when he takes that money and starts a terrorist organization. So, yes, there was a vacuum left, but then we filled it. It's not like this grew organically.
Well, I think that's, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, these are some nasty operators. They also have a whole lot of American equipment that they've seized from fleeing Iraqi forces, and that's a great concern to me. They're very, very liquid in terms of how much money they have, and they continue to sustain that with their oil. So I believe it's something we have to deal with.
Well, it's definitely something we need to address because size of government includes all government, and I think that concerns a lot of people, especially with the direction of the intent of the people who are in elected office. But Colonel, thank you so much for the time. Once again, the website, gopatrickmurray.com. Grab the book. I'm telling you, you'll find it an interesting read. We'll be back right after this. Hey, thanks for watching. If you loved what I had to say, then subscribe right here. If you hated what I had to say, subscribe right here. It's fun being mad on social media, isn't it? Either way, I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email right there.
Hello everyone, this is WellHelpTV, and if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe for more updates. Well, anyway, it was my drop update. As you see, there's a low pressure in Pacific Ocean. But the thing we're here for right now is possible tropical storm Beryl. As you see, 999 millibar landfall, 1001, but still a tropical storm landfall, which we need to keep an eye on next week, next Wednesday. So, yeah, Beryl's still possible. They keep showing the models, the GFS. I think the GFS this year is going to be better than the European because I think the GFS won Alberto. And some other models are showing Beryl possibly happening too. And the European model is not showing it. So maybe the EFS is becoming a better model. You never know. Beryl might be happening next week. As you see, tons of thunderstorms happening near Honduras, Belize. But anyway, as you see that strong thunderstorm, then it makes landfall near Cuba and then it makes landfall in Florida. So June 13th, most likely will be the landfall. It's been showing it for the last 4 to 5 days already, so maybe we have another storm. As you say, my predictions for this hurricane season's 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. So about average, like near average, basically, barely above average season. CSR did an update 2 days ago saying there's only going to be like 9 named storms and 4 hurricanes and 1 major hurricane, which I disagree on because I think we're going to see lots of more storms in the Gulf of Mexico this year. Maybe not much as the West Coast of Africa since the temperatures are not as warm, but anyway, I think this will be a pretty active year. So, yeah, this is Weather Hub. Subscribe for these updates and look out for Beryl if it does happen.
Alright. It just doesn't look good, does it, everyone? People think that we know everything when we don't. I don't get all my information until like the last minute. The next story you're going to see on the news is James Clapper squealing like a pig. Okay? James Clapper is going to be the man that tells Congress to call Obama out. Get ready for it, okay? It's getting ready. Okay, Russian military sends a message to the United States. This is the reason we're having to go after the corruption. Russia has been spying on these people. And guess what? We got the information. That's why they've been doing all this Russian collusion, because Russia knows what's coming and what's going on. Enjoy. Get your popcorn ready. Oh, shit. I gotta read it out to y'all. That's alright. Let's go. Wow. Okay. Uh, Russian tanks and military vehicles are heading to the EU, where it all started. The Europe. Yeah. Wow, that's big. That's big. Oh wow, this is big. This just come out. Breaking news. Hurricane Chris is strengthening. Anybody on the East
Hello,
Coast?
everybody. Welcome back to another video. I have a couple of things to say before we start this video. So first off, this may sound weird. I don't have my microphone with me. I think it broke, so the sound quality is probably worse. Apologize about that. I'll try getting my hands on a new microphone, and we'll just need to wait and see about that. The second thing I have to say is, don't think that this title is clickbait. So the title is something along the lines, a hurricane may hit the Northeast, only a possibility. I'll also include that in the title, only a possibility. And the reason why I say hurricane is because even though it's a tropical storm, soon it will be soon it will be a hurricane, and so at that point, people are going to be watching and being like, oh, it's a tropical storm, so I'll just name it a hurricane, and it's a potential to hit the Northeast, but again, most likely not, but it still is a potential, that's why. Third thing I have to say is please consider subscribing to my channel. Subscribe. If you don't know how to, all you need to do is basically scroll down the page, hit this button that says subscribe, and you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. You could like the video, but that is, again, once you contemplate whether you like my videos, you could do that at the very end. Just keep that in the back of your mind, because that is very helpful. So let's get right into this. So what we have right now is Tropical Storm Beryl and Tropical Storm Chris. Tropical Storm Beryl is in its weakening phase, while Tropical Storm Chris is in its strengthening phase. You can see they're about even right now, 45 miles in strength, max sustained wind. However, this one movement nearly stationary, not moving at all. And this one movement is 26 miles per hour. So this one's absolutely barreling across the Atlantic, and there are some tropical storm warnings posted. So let's go to Beryl first. Actually, no, let's go to Chris. So the reason why I am saying in the title that this might hit the Northeast is because
If you're moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's symptoms
I love commercials, don't y'all?
and your current treatment
Thanks for the likes, everyone.
anywhere you see the cone is not the extent of the impact. You can see that is a potential probable path of the storm center. It does not show the size of the storm. So this could hit the center of the storm, can go right along here and make maybe landfall on Cape Cod. I mean, that's a possibility according to the National Hurricane Center, and the impacts would be massive on the East Coast. Or it can go right along this line right here. Will it have any impact on the eastern seaboard? Basically nothing. However, even if it not necessarily hits the Northeast, there are still impacts that are going to be occurring across the outer banks of North Carolina. Right now, they have a 50% chance of seeing some tropical storm winds in the next 48 hours. So that is definitely something we need to keep an eye on for. There's also going to be some rain, because you can see this is fairly close to the shore right now. So this could definitely end up making an impact. There's already, I'm pretty sure, a rip current watch or warning.
Yeah, if you watch it 30 seconds so the kid can get paid. If you don't watch the commercials for 30 seconds, the kid don't get paid. I hate it for him, I really do, but I don't want y'all to go through the whole commercials. I've already seen it. I already gave him $1.
Out for the outer banks in the beaches for North Carolina. Beachgoers, tourists, vacationers might need to be aware about this storm causing rip currents. And
Seriously, what's he gonna do? Buy him a bicycle or a new computer?
And you can see at this point it is forecast to become a hurricane by 8 a.m. Tuesday, and this will keep going up here. You'll do a spin like this, and then go right back up into a 8 a.m. Wednesday. Same situation, a hurricane. 8 a.m. Thursday weakens out to a tropical storm, and then here, tropical storm also. But you may be wondering, why is this shaded, and why are there just a bunch of dots in this cone? Well, as you can see here, potential track area, the first one right here, day 1, 2, 3, and the second one is days 4 to 5.
I've got one weather out that's showing the whole West Coast getting hit by the hurricane, except it's not going to hit with the eye. It's just going to hit the outer bands of the winds. And it looks like somebody is really making it's like somebody's drawing the East Coast. How you doing, in art. It's like somebody just said, hey, we're just going to go right through the whole East Coast and kill everybody with this hurricane, because that's what it's looking like. I thought you might want to know that. The whole East Coast, guys. All the way from South Carolina to, well, St. John.
So this is day 4 to 5, and wherever this extends is where it can go. So it has a possibility of hitting Newfoundland or Nova Scotia. So that's definitely not good news. That could definitely lead to flooding and potential life-threatening conditions. So that is definitely something we need to keep an eye on for. Now, however, let's go back to Tropical Storm Beryl. You can see Beryl very similar to Tropical Storm Chris, except the fact that it's moving much faster, and of course it's at a different location. So right now it's a tropical storm, and it's still forecasted to be a tropical storm by 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But by 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, it should be a tropical depression once it reaches the Dominican Republic and passes Puerto Rico. I don't think you're going to get absolutely slammed, but tropical storm may lead to some
What did I tell y'all, folks? What did I tell you? Beryl was going to turn into a hurricane. It's going to be like, okay, Beryl just stayed for a couple of hours as a hurricane. Then it turns into a tropical storm. Then it's a depression. Then it's nothing. Now it's strengthening again, folks. What did I tell y'all last week was going to happen with this storm? They were going to sneak up on y'all this year. I told you to be ready. I told you to be prepared. We don't just have that storm. We got that one over there by Mexico that's just sneaking up, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like there are monsters coming out of the bed. Seriously. Then you got that one in Louisiana that's just, we're getting a bunch of whirlwinds on that one. We think that one is just going to sit there and go in circles in the Gulf for it to get stronger. It's going to be like a shark. It's like a shark right now, folks. It's just sitting there on the Louisiana area. And the eye is getting stronger on that. Hold on. Wildfires are horrible. Yeah, well, I've already talked about them wildfires. The wildfires in the West are coming from drones. China's doing that. They're getting, see, I told you Obama signed the executive order before he left office. Hawaii, California, Iowa, Texas, Florida is the 5 states that the China owns now. I thought you might want to know that. And I tried to tell y'all, either fight back or be a coward. I'm not. I'm fighting. That's all I can say.
Cause for concern. As you can see right now, the yellows are tropical storm watches, and the blues are warning tropical storm warnings. So this is, you can see they're taking it pretty seriously. But again, this isn't a hurricane, this is just a tropical storm. And the big question with this storm right here is not whether it hits the northeast or not. I mean, that is also a question for this, but
Kevin did say something about the fires the other day. He said it ain't just micro drones doing that either. He said that drones are doing it, but he said meteorites are doing it too. Plus, nimwads don't know how to put their cigarette out the right way. There's a bunch of stuff going on, okay? It's being made by man. But they want you off the east and west and south coast because something is coming, folks. Have you ever seen the movie Deep Impact? Get you a copy of it, and you'll see who the president is in that one. He's not white.
Main concern, in my opinion, is whether it will make its way through the Bahamas and actually revive itself once it reaches into the eastern coast. So, as you can see, according to the National Hurricane Center, if the storm is forecast to dissipate within 3 days, The full forecast and the 3-day graphic will be identical. So let's go to full forecast and 3 days. They're identical. So according to this, according to the National Hurricane Center, they think that it will fall apart once it reaches the Dominican Republic and Haiti Island, and it will not really have its chance of reviving itself once it reaches here. However, we have been getting more overwhelming amounts of evidence that this tropical storm Beryl may be making its way into the eastern coast. And first, let's go and track Tropical Storm Chris, which will become a hurricane. And you can see right now, the GFS, GFS has a forecast, is forecasted to just basically...
So let me get this straight. Beryl decided to go... Hold on. Beryl decided to turn right instead of straight. That's right now. Remember, I told you it changes left and right. The news is telling him they're going right. But remember, the Mockingbird News wants you dead. Now, if anything else changes, I'll let you know, but I've never been wrong on the turns of a hurricane. Never. I was right on Ivan. I was right on Hurricane Andrew. I was right on, and I was a kid back then. I don't know how to explain it, guys. I'm like Earnhardt Sr. I can see the air off the race cars. Right now, they're saying the East Coast. We'll see. But if I was you, I would just be ready for anything.
As Tropical Storm Chris just bomb out and really strengthen across the eastern parts of North Carolina and South Carolina. You can see some rain bands affecting North Carolina. So again, I think the biggest problem here will be North and South Carolina. However, after that, you can see it really reaches off into the southeastern Canada and not really affecting the East Coast in any way. However, does this mean that we need to not be concerned? It does, because it doesn't, because Tropical Storm Chris can still have the potential of hitting the northeast coast. Yep. The GFS, let's go back to, say, 0 o'clock Sunday, was even further out into the ocean than it is now. This one's not a good example, but...
See, he's saying it's not going to hit the east coast, but there's one story saying that it is. I'm telling you, I said last week that thing was going to do a U-turn and go into the east coast and hit the northeast. If it doesn't, I will let you know. I promise you. I'll break in on the other channel for like the small news. I didn't even have to put anything out last night on the news. But tonight, holy cow, it's all over the place.
Let's see that. I think there was 1 mile run earlier that was completely out into the ocean, and that would be probably the best case scenario. But again, is it possible? You can see now.
Oh, NASCAR fans, girls. You get to drive Danica Patrick's car on the new game, September the 7th. They've decided to put Danica Patrick's car, GoDaddy number 7 car is going to be in the game.
Moved slightly closer to the shore. So it has moved slightly towards the east in the past couple of runs, but again, it's still a lot of change could happen and a lot of uncertainty. And going back to Tropical Storm Beryl, right there, it made it across. According to the GFS right now, it's going to make its way across the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and hit the Bahamas. And right there, you can see it again, re-strengthening into some sort of tropical depression, tropical storm. And that eventually, could hit areas like, again, North Carolina, the Outer Banks. But again, it's not 100%, and we don't know for sure, but it's definitely possible. So those are the two main things we need to keep an eye on for. Now let's go into this website, which is a great website. And I showed you the...
Oh, yeah, Lindsay, have you been following the other situation close to China? Yeah, breaking news on that one. Typhoon Maria is at 180 miles per hour winds, and it's going to slam into China. I think that's funny. I'm going to tell you right now, if we're the ones that's controlling the weather, they need to be going after China. Seriously.
We don't need to see that. I mean, we can actually. So this is basically the earliest reasonable arrival time of the tropical storm force winds, and you can see by it's going to be arriving Puerto Rico by 8 a.m. and that's a 30% chance of it because most likely by then it will be tropical depression. However, let's go back. And I want to show you the spaghetti models. So remember yesterday I made a video and some of the spaghetti models were a lot.
Well, there's something to pray about. That's all I got to say. For crying out loud, I've watched too much about Iowa. I hate that for Iowa. I really do. They don't deserve all the crap that's going on up there. But they had Ching Ping over there last week, for crying out loud. Yeah, Japan is flooding. All hell's breaking loose all around the world. We're just not getting to see it on the news because we're too worried about fake Russian collusions. And if you did not watch Saturday Night Live, I did laugh on that one. They made fun of the Russian collusion with none other than Mueller. I guess it ain't Mueller time. Get it? Mueller time? Miller time?
Of them were stopping it here, some were sending it over there, but most there's only 3 that were leading up here. Now there's 6 that lead it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 models are bringing it up here and are actually bringing it up the coast. Some are closer than others, but again, this is definitely an increasing possibility that.
When you ever look at the spaghetti models, I always look at the purple. The purple spaghetti model is usually the true spaghetti model. Remember that, folks. If you ever watch the weather and you watch anybody's spaghetti models, it's purple. Like I said, it's like a bomb you're trying to disconnect. Red, blue, green, you know what I mean? It's always the purple one. Remember that, folks.
Tropical storm barrel might make it across the islands and get into the eastern northern Atlantic Ocean or western northern Atlantic Ocean. So let's go back now, and I want to show you the spaghetti models for the for Tropical Storm Chris, which will probably become a hurricane. So right now you can see that is its track that I think it took. Now I'm not necessarily sure what this is, but you can see that most of them are taking it from the coast. We just had a couple of models earlier that were taking it along the coast.
Hey, Ring, if you're still on there, do me a favor. Share this. Put it on the Andrew Jackson and give it to Amy. She's probably driving. I keep on forgetting about that. We got to share it to the ones that's been working with us. She usually listens to my program as she's driving. If you're still on there. If anybody's on my Facebook, and you don't got Amy on there, you need to add her if you're on our team.
I think this is the newest update. This is literally within a couple of minutes ago. This blue one was against the coast, so it's shifting slightly away towards the coast, but is it still possible that some of these spaghetti models can turn and hit the northeast coast? Yes, it is. So a lot of them are forecasting to hit Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. So that is definitely a threat. And now if you want to see the actual track, not this, if you want to see the actual track of the storm, let's go into regions and go into southeast Canada, since that is the location that's going to get impacted at this point most likely. But again, I'm just showing you this, guys, because this is what is most likely and not necessarily what's going to happen. So there's a hurricane. You can see not that far away from the coast, like I was mentioning. There's could still be some impact from this hurricane across the east coast. This is going to eventually hit Newfoundland, according to this, but definitely impact Nova Scotia with some heavy rain.
Did you know they're blaming Obama on the Targets losing their jobs? They're blaming Walmart. They're blaming Obama on Walmarts. They're blaming Obama on the steel industry, the coal industry going down, which all of it went down on his time. But like I said, and I'm going to say this one more time, y'all keep on thinking Obama's the Antichrist. No, he's not. No, he's not. He don't got money like all these other 13 world banks do. It's the 13 world banks that's the leaders, and they're the president of the United States. I thought you might want to know that. All these presidents are going down for something that these world banks are doing. So remember that. What you're seeing is a delusion. I thought you might want to know that.
And this could end up just weakening up to down tropical depression, or even just a strong low pressure system that might just leave a lot of rainfall for southeast England, southeast Canada. Sorry, and that is the major threat from this thing, where it goes, and the uncertainty with this. I mean, tropical storm barrel, hurricane barrel, wherever it was, it literally spawned in a couple of hours, couple of days, and it lasted for a couple of days. And basically, that's the biggest threat right now. So we really need to keep an eye on for it. You can see these models tracking it. These two are having it hit the main area, so that is definitely a concern. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This is basically it. If you want to know the wind speeds, they're going to be out Category 2, more likely Category 1's wind speed, 10-meter winds, and you can see that, I don't know if this will show from this region that we're on, but let's see. This shows. Alright, so you can see that those colors, that purples, those darks, that'll be around 64 knots. So that is around 75, 74 miles per hour, which is right around Category 1 hurricane strength. But this may be a little bit stronger right there, right before it reaches into the cold waters. Once it reaches about the level of New Hampshire, Vermont, it will really start weakening into basically nothing. So its prime time is going to be right along the border, or right along the height level of Long Island. So again, there's still a lot of uncertainty. This could hit the Northeast, maybe not, but thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking the video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And that's all. I see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe to both of our channels. We're trying our best to work together. This kid knows what he's doing. He's a great kid. I got 2 kids that I listen to and I watch. They're doing a lot better than the old men that don't even know what they're doing on their channel. Besides Mr. MBBB, he's awesome. But there's some channels that I would recommend you. This one, and I'll tell you, he's got 1,000. He's growing 1,791. That's MBGC Combo is his name. He's awesome. And then you got Weather Hub TV. He's great. But yeah, let's go to the next deal. Got more news coming out. Other than, let's see here. Shoot. WWE fans, Dean Ambrose is coming back, and the storyline is going to be the Shield taking down none other than Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Randy Orton's coming back right at August from his surgery. He's in Birmingham right now, and he's trying to get better. News coming out of Trump. Let's see what's going on. Okay. President Trump gives a huge clue about his next Supreme Court pick. I think it's going to be a lady, but we'll see. I think it should be Mr. King. No doubt. He wants Obama's head on a platter.
Have not made it official yet, obviously. Have not made it final, but we're very close to making a decision. Well, it's still, let's say it's the 4 people, but they're excellent. Everyone, you can't go wrong.
But he's picking 4 people to try to destroy the NWO. Okay. Well, I just hope. I think he's got to keep it quiet because he don't want the NWO to get to him, and I think he's got to figure out who's got the balls, pretty much. And that makes completely good sense. I would like to know who's got the balls to stand up for our country too, because I see a bunch of them not speaking up on YouTube no more, and it's sad. I think they want the NWO to win, and they want to die because they're giving up. Let me ask you this: what did your grandfather do? Did he fight in World War II, he would tell you not to fight. You know what I mean? The British are coming. The British are coming. You got to remember that. Paul Revere was not lying. Let's see here. What's the next? The next plan. We're going to go back to the news on the Illuminati hates Mel Gibson. Remember, viewer's discretion is advised. This will be part 2 of the video on that. I told you I was going to come back to it when we finally got to a point. And we're getting to a point. So, hold on. Let's see here. So, that's great. Hulk Hogan signing with the WWE. That's great. Because Obama had that planned on ruining the country on the racist crap. It was not Hulk Hogan, folks. I just thought you might want to know that. All this racist stuff is coming from Obama because George Soros told him to. Alright, here we go. We're going to go back to Mel Gibson's making fun of the Illuminati.
This is your selfish imagination. That's all.
You should just fucking smile and blow me, 'cause I deserve it.
Well, the reason he's screaming and hollering like that, and screaming and hollering, which I get that way sometimes, is because no, she did not cheat on him. Found out that she was with none other than the Illuminati, and they were trying to control Mel Gibson, and you just don't control Mel Gibson and get away with it. I'm just telling you right now, the guy don't take no crap from the NWO, and I respect that. But I will tell you this, his girl that he's talking to right now, 8 kids had sex with him and did the ritual stuff. I thought you might want to know that before you call out Mel Gibson's he's a bad guy and everything, because he's not. He's actually one of the good ones that's fighting against these bitches, and I applaud him. So listen to this. You're gonna freak out.
I'm sleeping with the baby. I'm waking up every 2 hours. I fell asleep because I was waiting for you because you weren't ready to go to jacuzzi as we agreed.
Who the fuck cares? We agreed nothing. You agreed. You just fucking expect shit. Go to the goddamn jacuzzi yourself. Go to fuck the fucking jacuzzi. It's a sin. You have no fucking soul.
I didn't blame you for anything.
My soul is screaming because you don't have one to join mine. You have no fucking soul. You can't give a fuck.
He's saying she don't have a soul because she's sleeping with kids. It's bad, guys. That's how bad it is. Mel Gibson is laying the law down on this foreign chick that he was with, and I don't blame him. I've noticed a lot of the foreign people are sleeping with the kids. George Soros was one of them, and you got Henry Kissinger, and you got Bilderberg, and you don't understand, folks. Y'all don't understand. We've got old, decrepit has-beens that never was trying to get with kids. And I'm just giving you a heads up. They were never was. It doesn't matter how much money you got. Doesn't. Not in my eyes. I don't care who's got money. Money doesn't stop us taking down you for our freedom. You know what money is to me? Our freedom and our kids and our families. I've got a big heart. I don't even care what you look like, folks. I think everybody looks good in my eyes.
My wife, because we had no spiritual common ground. You and I have none. Zero. You won't even fucking try. You don't care. You don't care.
You just enjoy insulting me, that's all.
Fuck you. I so fucking do because you hurt me so bad.
I
You
didn't do
insult me with
anything.
every fucking
I did not do anything and I apologize for nothing.
You fucking selfish
I
fucking you
did
have.
not do anything and I apologize for nothing.
What the? What?
She's not apologizing for nothing. You're not apologizing because you had sex with kids. You're a pedophile, lady. We've already got the information. I would be mad just like Mel Gibson is. Too bad. I mean, too bad. I have a couple girls that would beat your ass, and you wouldn't remember anything after that. You'd be eaten out of a straw in the hospital.
I for nothing.
Stop.
Well, then you're a dishonest cunt. Because you need to apologize for a reason.
I wanted to peace. I wanted to have peace because
Keep peace.
you're unbalanced.
Good enough for me, and instinctively I feel that. And I will not be
Unbalanced.
patronized by you
You're
and your fucking
unbalanced.
dishonesty and apologizing.
You need medication.
apologize because you know you're wrong.
You need medication.
Did you hear what that lady said? She says he needs medication. When you take the medications, you controlled, just like Kanye West and all the others. Shaquille O'Neal looking like a zombie. Remember that. Katy Perry being controlled. None other than all the others. We're getting all this information. Corey Haim was trying to tell us, but he was murdered. Okay? He was murdered. Corey Haim got murdered by none other than what's his name? I can't keep up. Y'all might want to help me. I'm trying to remember. What's his name? Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen raped Corey Haim, and during the set of Lucas. That was sad. That was actually a good movie, but did not know that was happening. So Charlie Sheen is one of them. Clint Eastwood, believe it or not, his son is one of them. That's big. You got a bunch that's in it. Okay, hold on. Robert De Niro is one of them. I don't know if you knew that or not. Robert De Niro actually raped Jodie Foster in the middle of a movie. Okay? I thought you might want to know that. There's a bunch of stuff that people don't realize. Macaulay Culkin was raped. Okay? Home Alone kid. And if you did not know, Trump was in the movie Home Alone. And the Trump Tower was in the movie. You've got so much on there. We knew this was coming. There were signs of it in the scary movies named Nightmare on Elm Street. If you did not know, the story is about Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, as a pedophile, watching kids. He's having sex. Well, don't even show it having sex with the kids or nothing. But the moms and dads fight and burn this guy into a house. So I thought you might want to know this. These signs were coming out from Hollywood. This stuff was coming, guys, and we're warning you during movies. There's somebody else that was trying to warn you. It was none other than Patrick Swayze in the movie Red Dawn. He was trying to tell you what kind of vehicle you needed to drive when this happened. A four-wheel drive without electrical wires. You put anything electrical, all these new cars that you got right now are going to shut down like a dime when North Korea hits that. Well, it's not really going to be North Korea or Russia or anybody. It's going to be us cutting out our own lights. Abraham Lincoln was trying to tell you that, and I'm just giving you heads up of what is coming, folks. You got nothing but a bunch of Freddy Kruegers out there taking kids out. That's what I call it. Robert Englund, I have a lot of respect for you from the movie. And y'all need to get a copy of it. It was a weird movie. Golly, what was it called? He actually was the good guy in this movie, and he took down a guy that was murdering kids on the internet. And he looked like Marilyn Manson on steroids. Golly, what was it? I got the video. I got the movie of it, and I forgot. It's not here. It's at a friend's house. I'm letting them borrow it. Golly. And his name was Captain Howdy. If you remember the movie, you can put it down on the bottom. His daughter, okay, the cop's daughter that was talking on the computer with the guy was getting attacked with his girlfriend. Her girlfriend went with her to this stranger's house. And this is where you're gullible on Facebook, ladies. You're grabbing every man on Facebook that don't have a face, don't have a address, don't have a state. And I promise you this, they're hacking into your Facebook when they hit like or love or anything like that on your face, on your pictures. I thought you might want to know that. I know because I've been hacked. I had men, believe it or not, hack my Facebook, and they were stalking me. Yes. A guy named Jim from Knoxville, Tennessee, and Dustin McGee hacked my Facebook. So I want y'all to remember that. There's so much out there that they're hiring hackers, folks. And I've got nothing but new friends requests all the time, and they think they're going to come in here because they got a pretty face. No, Cantrell. If you don't have a city and a state and a face, and you haven't been on there, I don't know, 3 years, and it don't say you joined 2015 or anything like that, I'm not bringing you in here. I'm not getting hacked anymore. I've been hacked 14 times for warning you on the real news. And I keep on coming back for more. I'm not quitting, guys. I'm not quitting. They better put a bullet to my head. I'm a ticket time bomb. They're not going to stop me. Nobody's going to stop me. Not no Nimwad from Iowa either. It's going to stop me. My family's not going to stop me. Do you know why? Because my family had Wilson White, Private Wilson White in World War II. He was warning me, and I didn't even know what he was talking about because I was a kid. Now I'm waking up. I'm finally understanding what's going on. All this that's happening right now happened in World War II and happened in World War I. Remember that, folks. Everything that you're seeing is happening in World War III. Well, you might as well say World War IV, because World War III already happened in the 90s. Middle East. And everybody said World War III was going to be the end of the world. Well, 18 years later, we're still here. You see where I'm coming from? All these fake YouTube channels that y'all watch. I was gullible too, folks. But I finally woke up, and I'm the only one telling you the truth, I've noticed. That's all. Because I've got the balls and nobody else does. Besides Kevin Shipp, ex-CIA, and Edward Snowden. They're not scared. And I guess there's only 3 of us out there. Because I don't see nobody else putting out a YouTube channel getting at the information like I am. Nobody. And I've got 4 channels. 300,000 views. Okay? I've got 6,000 subscribers on 4 different channels. This one right here, I'm growing because this is only a live YouTube channel. If you like live, subscribe. You don't, fine. You're not getting all the information. You're not getting all the news. I've got so much news coming out every day. I told you from June 19th to August 28th, we was going to have the worst earthquakes, worst bombs, worst CERN, Switzerland pulling everything toward us with the sun. So I want you to remember that, folks. There is so much that I'm bringing out that nobody's ever seen before. But that is it for right now. I may come back. Yes, Charlie Sheen. You got it. And, what now? Oscar now? Huh? What did you just say? I have to read all that later. Oscar was a kid liquor. Akasana? Okay. Don't know who that is. Which I can't figure out everybody. Y'all might have to help me out on some of the stuff. But I wanted y'all to know what was going on. That was it for me right now. I will be back later on. And I'll bring some more WWE tournaments. We're still finishing round 1. Then we'll be hitting the round 2 very soon. I love you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. And thank you for sharing. And thank you for watching. I care. I just wonder if you do. Share if you do care. Love you all.